President Kamala Harris the best running mate for this president?
He thinks so, and that's what matters. And by the way,
do you think so?
She's very politically astute. I don't think people give her enough credit. She's, of course, values-based, consistent with the president's values and the rest. And people don't understand she's politically astute. Why would she be vice president if she were not? But when she was running for attorney general in California, she had 6% in the polls. 6% in the polls. And she politically astutely made her case about why she would be good, did her politics, and became attorney general. So people shouldn't underestimate what Kamala Harris brings to the table.
But do you think she is the best running mate, though?
She's the vice president of the United States. So when people say to me, well, why isn't she doing this or that? I said, because she's the vice president. That's the job description. You don't do that much. You're a source of strength, inspiration, intellectual resource, and the rest. I think she's represented our country very well at home and abroad.
Well, that was an absolute masterclass in total BS. You and I were just subject to 71 seconds of absolute horse manure. Nancy Pelosi just refused to commit to Cackles Kamala as Biden's 2024 running mate. Now, if that's not a dog whistle, if that's not a signal of what appears to be happening inside the Democrat Party, I don't know what is, and we're going to find out exactly what that signal is. Hey, gang, it's me, Dr. Steve, your Patriot Professor, here to help you to think better so you can feel better in these crazy and turbulent times. So if you haven't already done so, you know what to do. Make sure to smack that bell and subscribe button. Also, if you would, make sure to share this video with family and friends. We are once again being, unfortunately, throttled by big tech, so we need your help to get the hopeful message of this channel out to as many people as possible. So, as you just saw, Kamala officially now has bus tire tracks all over her body, thanks to Pelosi. She twice refused to answer the question as to whether Cackles Kamala was Biden's best choice for running mate, and she tried to hide behind this BS of, she's just so incredibly politically astute. In fact, Pelosi said Cackles is so politically astute, she doesn't even get credit for it. That's basically what she said. Then, of course, she lobbed up this absurd rhetorical question. Well, how would she be vice president if she weren't politically astute? Because she's a freaking diversity hire. That's why. You know that. That's the whole danger of the woke nonsense. I mean, we saw it in the Soviet Union. Once you start prioritizing ideological fidelity over competence and astuteness, the entire system begins to corrode and unravel, just like her vice presidency. And then freaking Nancy, to just keep the BS going, she was like, well, what do you expect? She's vice president, and vice presidents don't do much. I mean, this is too good. Question, is she the best choice for vice president's running mate? Wait, I don't know. She doesn't do anything. No one knows. I mean, gang, you can't make this stuff up. When your enemy is destroying itself, just sit back and soak in all the glory. Now, I don't think we don't have to be geniuses to figure out what's going on here. Nancy Pelosi has no problem shamelessly shilling for absurd things, okay? For example, she was once asked if insider trading should be banned from Congress. This is how she responded.
Nancy Pelosi was asked if insider trading should be banned for Congress members. This is how she responded.
This is a free market, and we are a free market economy that should be able to participate in that.
All the while knowing that more than 50% of Congress members are millionaires, whereas only 8% of Americans are.
That's right. It's a free market. It's a free market, right? But some people like Nancy are above the market. And that's why we need to stick it to the establishment by using their own corruption against them. Companies like BlackRock have been bribing corrupt politicians like Pelosi with insider trading secrets for decades now. They know a whole host of trading secrets that gives them an unfair advantage when picking stocks. But did you know that thanks to a little-known SEC database, guess what? we can have access to those very same secrets as well. We get to see what stocks these corporate CEOs are buying up in real time, and then we get to piggyback on their trades to gain the same advantage for ourselves that Pelosi and the crooks in D.C. have. My friend Ross Givens has been tracking insider trading for years now, and his recommendations have led to investment returns of over 200%. Some have hit as high as nearly 1,500%, and now it's your turn. Click on that link below right now and learn how you too can learn to trade like Pelosi. Click on that link and learn how to gain an insider advantage for yourself today. David Ignatius of the Washington Post has just done the unthinkable. He's officially called on Biden to bow out of the 2024 race. Now, if you don't know who David Ignatius is, take a listen to Jesse Waters' explanation of just how significant this Washington piece really is.
He's definitely embarrassed, and because he probably cares what people like Ignatius think. Mm-hmm. But Ignatius, to me, seems like an intelligence operative.
I agree.
So Ignatius was the one that got the Flynn leak that bounced Flynn. Yep. Ignatius is the guy that said Chris Steele's a truth teller. He's the guy that said the laptop was Russia disinformation. When American intelligence wants to get something out, they feed it to Ignatius. So the fact that the American intelligence community wants him to say this and is nudging Joe Biden out of the picture tells me they're worried about the impeachment hearing. Because in the impeachment, all of the evidence is going to come out. The American intelligence community is compromised by the Biden corruption. They knew everything that was going on. They covered it up. We're talking about CIA and FBI. They don't want that out there. They don't want offshores. They don't want the Ukraine bribe spotlighted. There's a lot out there they need to contain. And it's not like he even said he wanted Kamala. He's like, get the whole ticket gone.
So there you have it. I mean, you just heard precisely why Pelosi refused to endorse Kamala. The powers that be, the donor class and the deep state members of permanent Washington, they want, in Jesse Waters' words, they want the whole ticket gone. The knives are coming out for Kamala precisely because her fellow Democrats see Biden imploding. And if he doesn't have the donors and the deep state behind him, he's a goner. He's as vulnerable as we've found out Trump has been. Now, if you thought that Washington Post piece calling on Biden to bow out was bad enough, gang, take a look at this from CNN.
We're talking about, Dana, here, the time when he was vice president, right? Whether Joe Biden was involved in Hunter Biden's business dealings at the time he served as vice president. Overall, if you look here, 61% of Americans think Joe Biden was involved. You can see partisanship drives this, right? Obviously, nearly all Republicans, 90%, believe that. This has been a major storyline and talking point on Fox News and elsewhere. 64% of independents believe that Biden was involved in Hunter's business dealings. 28% of Democrats. And I want to show you, of that 61% overall there that believe he had dealings, 42%, Dana, think that Joe Biden acted illegally when he was vice president in those business dealings. 38% say not involved. 18% said he acted unethically but not illegally. But that is a significant number as well.
I told you. I told you that no one was going to buy this BS from the legacy media. No one was going to buy this absurd notion that there's no evidence that Bike Ride and Biden did anything wrong. All he did was repeatedly hang out with a crack-smoking, prostitute-paying, sex-videoing international business fraud. That's all he did. He just hangs out with them. He doesn't do it. He doesn't actually get involved with it in any way. Again, gang, just to show you how this whole thing is falling apart, watch Matt Gaetz rip this CNN anchor to shreds.
As to the quality of the evidence, though, I just have to say, I mean, we do have bank records, devices, laptops, travel records, changes in administration policy. Seems like pretty strong evidence to me.
None of which links President Biden to...
Well, it was Joe Biden on the phone.
None of which...
He was calling into the meetings. Wait, Abby, are you actually trying to tell your viewers that you don't believe that Joe Biden was involved in Hunter Biden's business deals?
It's a hard case. It's not about what I believe. It's about whether there is evidence that President Biden is linked to the misdeeds that might be linked to Hunter Biden. That's the issue. But I want to get back. I do want to.
I mean, come on.
Look,
Wait, hold on. Can you just acknowledge that when he calls into the business deals that he's involved?
This is
when
not,
he calls into the dinners,
is not about,
you don't think that's involvement?
Yeah, I mean that. Yeah, they're just looking absurd at this point, trying to argue that Biden involving himself in Hunter's illicit business dealings doesn't mean that Biden involved himself in Hunter's illicit business dealings. Matt Gaetz brilliantly called her out, and she was just completely flustered. And you can see it, as is the whole of CNN. Hence why they're now admitting that no one's buying the sham refrain that Republicans have no evidence against Joe. And so it looks like the Biden crime family house of cards is imploding. And as we saw from both Pelosi and the Washington Post, it's Kamala who's already got a knife stuck in her back. Are you ready to join the resistance? Because I'm leading a group of dedicated, courageous patriots who can lead a spearhead into the heart of the secular globalist establishment. We punished Bud Light and Target, driven CNN and the legacy media to near bankruptcy, forced BlackRock to backtrack on ESG, and now we're seeing our conservative-dominated Supreme Court ending affirmative action and protecting religious liberty. In my Insiders Club, I show you concrete steps to take locally and online that will only keep this mass uprising going until the battle is won. Don't wait. Click the link in my description below and join my Courageous Patriots Insiders Club today.